Hi. Here we are going to understand the few concepts in Microsoft project. That is, what is meant by the lag time, lead time, and what is meant by the 1D, and what is the difference between 1D and 1ED. And also we are going to understand this material cost, that is otherwise the resource type which we use at users cost. So we are going to understand all these concepts with a series of steps, and so that it's very easy to understand all these concepts in one single chart. So let us try to execute the steps 1 to 10 in a Microsoft project. Okay, so let's open a Microsoft project, and here what we are going to do is, the first step, I'm going to add one simple task called paint the wall. Okay, and this is a condition. So I want to paint the wall for 2 days, and the task should complete in just 2 days, and it should start by Monday. So I'm expecting the task to be completed by Tuesday. So let us first execute this. So I know that it's going to be 2 days, so I'm giving the 2 days as a duration, and the second step is, after painting the wall for the first coating, that is, once I completed on Tuesday, I want to do some cleaning work, and it requires just 1 day cleaning. This is a plan, but the only one condition is I want to start only on Friday. That is, I want to give a 2 days whole period where I don't want to do any cleaning for Wednesday and Thursday. So this is another condition. This is called what we say lag time. Okay, let's see how we can achieve this. So the second step is cleaning. So I'm saying it's going to be a 1 day task, and I'm going to give both the task. I want to give both the task as auto. It's not manual, so I'm going to change it as auto schedule. So the dates are defined. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say that the first task should start by Monday. So now you see that it starts by Monday and it ends by Tuesday. And here's the second step. This task duration is 1 day, but it should wait for 2 days. Okay, once this task is completed, it has to wait for 2 days, and then it has to start. That is a condition. So for that, what we have to do is, either we can manually go and change it, but that's not the right way to do it. So what we have to do is just double click this task, and here you see several columns. Just go to this predecessor. So the previous task is paint the wall. Okay, so what we are saying is, okay, the previous task is paint the wall, and you have to start this cleaning task should start only after the completion of this first task. That is this paint the wall task. Okay, so I am fine with this type, finish to start, but I want to start after 2 days of wait period. So what we have to do is, we have to say 2t and then hit OK. Okay, now you see that the task is actually waiting for Wednesday and Thursday, and it actually starts by Friday. Okay, so now I have completed the second step. Now I'm going for the third step, which is going to be the paint the wall, which is the final coating, the second coating that I'm going to do. And here's another condition where it says that you can start this paint the wall on the same day itself, where the when the cleaning task is started. And let's say if it is starting on morning, you can start on the second half of the day. It's the best time. So this concept is called lead time. So let's see how we can achieve this particular activity. So let's try to execute it. So I know that this is going to be 2 days. Let's say let's assume. Okay. So I'm going to say it as auto, and by default it starts everything on the same start date. So what we have to do is we have to set the cleaning as the previous task. So just go to this paint the wall for the third task, and I'm saying that the second task is the previous task, cleaning. I'm fine with the finish to start type, and now here this is called lead time. So I'm saying that you start the work just before the same day, just before one day. If you say -1D, it means you start the work on the last day of the previous task. Okay, that means here if you see that the previous task is actually the last day is, it's actually only one day, but the last day of the previous task is on Friday. So what I'm saying is, by saying -1D, I'm saying that this task should also start on Friday. That's called lead time. So when I say OK, now you can see that this particular task is also starting on the same day, same time. But we expect that it should start on the second half of the day. So what we have to do is we have to just make it as, don't go one day before, just go half a day before. So when I say OK to that, now you will see that there is a shift. It actually, in this task, it actually starts in the mid of the Friday. When I say OK, now here is that's what I'm seeing now. Okay, so now if you see that, so we have seen how to achieve the third step. And before going into the step 4, we will try to understand what is meant by this 1D and 1ED. Okay, so here if you see, the actual work is only for 2 days, and Saturday and Sunday is it's a holiday. There's no work, so it uses Monday and Tuesday. But what see, as a in reality, I don't want this painting the wall for the second coating with some delay. I want this to be a continuous work, and I want this to be completed. So for that, what I can do is I can say that instead of saying 2D, I can say 2ED. When I use this concept, it uses the whole 24 hours of work for a day. Okay, so then you will see that it actually try to finish by Sunday itself. So what I'm doing is I'm just highlighting here. So now you see that it's completed, and it actually completed. It uses exactly 24 hours as one day. Okay, even though it says that it's by system it looks like it's completing on Sunday. And for your information, I'm just going to the actual plan. If you see, the normal working hours is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is 8 hours of work. Okay, so when these particular task, it says that I'm completing this particular task in Tuesday, it means that Tuesday 5 p.m. it is completing this task. Here it is completing this task by 5 p.m. on Friday. But when I say 2 ED, that means it uses 24 hours per day. So to view that, to understand exactly at what time it start, what time it finish, you can just try to view, go to the view and just select hours. Okay, earlier it was days, and I'm just saying it show me as hours in the timeline. So what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling, and I can see that this is the first task, and it is a 2 days gap, and the third task is completed exactly at 8 o'clock and finished by 5 o'clock. And if you see that the third task exactly starts in the mid of the day, that is 1 o'clock. And since it's a 2 ED, that means it takes 24 hours. So by starting by 1 o'clock, it uses the whole 24 hours 2 days time, and it's exactly ends by 12 o'clock. So what we assume is, normally when a finished date is showing as Friday, we assume that it's 5 o'clock. But here if you see the reality, it uses 24 hours from the start time. So what we see is it exactly finishes the work on Sunday 12. Okay, so now I'm going to change this back to days so that it's simple to view. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go for the next step. In step 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a painter who is going to get paid for 100 rupees per hour. Okay, it's an Indian rupee. And also I'm going to add 5-liter paint, which is a material cost. That's called resource type cost, which we are going to discuss. So let us try to do this activity. Just add a resource. So what we are going to do is I'm going to go to the resource sheet. I'm going to add the painter. So he's going to work and he is going to get money. So the money I'm saying is $100. It's US dollars, so I'm going to change that to Indian rupee. Okay, and I'm also going to add a material. So I know that this is not a work, this is a material cost, so I'm going to say it's a cost. 5-liter I'm going to spend. So this is the initial step that I am doing. I'm going back to the Gantt chart. So I completed the step 4. I'm going for the step 5. So assign these two the painter and the material. There is a cost here to the first task, and assign 1000 rupees for this material cost. Okay, I'm saying that 5-liter paint actually cost 1000 rupees. So that is what I'm going to do when I'm assigning these material and also this cost and the painter to this task. So I'm just selecting the first task. I'm going to add this painter, and then I'm going to add the cost of the material. So here I'm going to mention the cost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say just hit OK. Before that I'm going to say it's a fixed duration, because duration cannot change. So I'm fine with this too, and I'm going to say OK. See, once I said OK, I'm seeing that the cost is showing. So just in case if you're not able to view the cost, just right click and you click on cost. It will show the cost. So by default, I guess you will be seeing the work. So if you want to change it, you change it to cost. So here it says that okay, this guy is going to work for 2 days. Each hour he's going to pay 100 rupees. So for 2 days, 16 hours he's going to work. So he will be paid 1600 rupees. And the cost of the paint I'm saying is it is going to be 500 rupees, sorry, 1000 rupees. Okay, so I'm going to say okay. So once this task is completed, I'm expecting that my expenditure is going to be 2600, right? So that's what my plan is. Okay, so here what you can do is if you want to see the cost for the task, in this pane itself, just select the task, and under the view there's a table, and normally it is under the entry view. This is the entry view. If you click on the cost, it will show you the same data here. So now it says that total cost that we are going to spend for this completing this task is 2600 rupees. So far this task is not completed, so the entire money is with us. I am not spent any money as of now. So this is the information that I am getting with regards to cost. So I can anytime I can go and change this back to entry. I can view here. So once I completed the fifth step 5, so if this task, the first task is completed, I know that I have to pay 1600 rupees for the painter, and for the cost of the paint I have to pay 1000 rupees. So in total I'm expecting 2600 rupees. So in step 6, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that this particular step 1, this paint the wall, the first coating task is completed. Okay, so then I'm going to see what is the remaining cost. I'm expecting that the entire 2600 rupees is actually spent for this task. Is that right? So let's try to see this step and see how the cost is calculated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this task. I'm going to say that this task is already completed. So before doing the changes, I just want to ensure that I want to see the cost page. Okay, this is what I'm going to try. I'm going to say that this task is already completed. So what I'm saying is I'm going to spend all the money for this task after completing, right? So this 2600, I want this 2600 rupees to be shown under actual. That is, actual means it's completed cost, and the remaining should be 0, right? So once I select it, I want to see what is exactly going to happen in these two fields. So for that, just go to the task, and here there is an icon called 100% complete. If I click that, I want to see what is going to happen here. What I'm expecting is I want to see 2600 rupees under this column actual, and I want to see 0 as remaining. Okay, so let's see what is exactly happening. I'm selecting the task, I'm hitting this 100%. Okay, now what I'm seeing is actual is showing 1600, but the remaining still showing us 1000 rupees. And here is a question. What we understood is it doesn't actually use the cost that I mentioned as $1000 rupees. It still says that remaining cost is still available. If you see, it exactly tells you what exactly happened with each resources that we have added. So it says that okay, once this task is completed, I have paid 1600 rupees to the painter, but somehow Microsoft project doesn't utilize this 1000 rupees cost which we spent for this buying this 5-liter paint. So it seems to be a incorrect way, but we will see how we can fix this as a workaround. Okay, so we have seen what exactly happened when we use the step 1 to 6, how it is actually calculating. But we found that the total expenditure 2600, it is not actually showing as expenditure. It's showing only 1600 as the cost is spent. So for that, to make it this 1000 rupees as well, as an expenditure, we'll try another way. So for that, what we'll do is we will undo the changes of step 6, 5 and 4, so that we'll go back to the step 4 where we have added the task. Okay, we'll go back to the steps. I'm just going to undo this changes. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, so here I'm back to the same step 3 where the resource is not even added. Okay, so I'm back to the same step where I have just added the resources, but the resources are not actually added for the task. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, as step 8, just add the painter who is getting paid 1000 rupees per hour in the task. Instead of, don't add this cost material. Okay, we'll try in a different way to make this 1000 rupees cost in a different way. No, we will execute it. Actually, we don't need it. Okay, so what we will do is, I'm going to assign the painter alone. I'm going to say fixed duration. I'm going to say okay. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to view the cost. Okay, it says 1600, remaining is 1600. Okay, so in step 9, what we'll do is, in the task, in the paint the wall for the first coating task, under the cost view, try to set a fixed cost of 1000 rupees instead of adding the material cost. Okay, so this is a workaround that we can try it out. Instead of adding the file with a paint and then adding the 1000 rupees here, okay, instead of trying this, what we can do is, we can say that the fixed cost for this task, that is 1000 rupees. By adding this, and then by just double click this task, and you can add a notes such that by just adding these notes, it's easy to track it. What is the issue? What is that cost we are talking about under the fixed cost, by just giving some notes. And now if I select this task and make it as complete, then probably here I'm expecting that the entire cost is actually shown as completed. It is the actual expenditure that I incurred to complete this task. So I'm just going to hit this 100%, and now here you see that the remaining task is now 0, and the actual cost that spent on completing this task is 2600 rupees. So hope you find useful by looking at this video. Thanks for watching.